Cigarettes were introduced into the United States around the 19th century, it's estimated, according to the CDC. However, it wasn't until the early and mid 20th century that the cigarette industry saw a huge boom, thanks in large part due in large part to an extensive marketing campaign that utilized doctors to advertise their legitimacy. Fortunately, cigarette usage since then has dropped significantly thanks to an increased awareness to the link between cigarette smoking and developing several types of cancer. Unfortunately, the 21st century has introduced another problem of equal concern: vaping. Now, my intention today is to shine a light on the toxic effects of smoking e-cigarettes, otherwise known as vaping. Now, all of us are adults and we're all old enough to make our own decisions, and I respect that. And I'm not saying that I know what's best for you, but I am saying that those of you looking for a safe alternative to smoking traditional tobacco-based cigarettes are being deceived and misled by big vape companies such as Juul, for example. Now, e-cigarettes, such as the popular brand that I just mentioned, Juul, are advertised as an alternative to the traditional smoking experience, according to their very own website slogan. But research indicates that alternative does not necessarily mean safer. And in order to understand the risks of using e-cigarette products, we have to first understand the toxic effects that vaping has on our body by discussing the components of these vaping products, what they're made up of, and the negative effects of each of these. But for starters, let's break down the chemical makeup of e-cigarettes. What are we actually putting in our body? Well, vape is an umbrella term, as I mentioned before, for any form of e-cigarette that vaporizes a liquid, which all operate in the same manner. In fact, the National Institute on Drug Abuse breaks down this process by stating that a battery-powered heating device is activated whenever the user takes a puff, and that then vaporizes the liquid chemical mixture that's contained in their cartridges, and this is what the user then inhales. Now, most vape brands offer a variety of fruit-flavored options, and Juul is no exception. Juul Pods, which is their biggest product that they sell, in particular uses a cocktail of ingredients that are intended to enhance the user's experience. And these include nicotine, propylene, glycol, glycerin, and benzoic acid. Now, the latter of these, being benzoic acid, is interesting because it's most often used in pharmaceutical treatments and also in hygiene products. Or in other words, it's harmless if used correctly and in small doses, even beneficial in some cases. However, if benzoic acid is used in highly concentrated doses, that's an entirely different story. In fact, research suggests that benzoic acid can actually be detrimental to our health if used incorrectly. And out of all the ingredients used in Juul Pods, benzoic acid is most concerning because of its chemical composition. According to John Fraga, who is an author for the National Center of Health Research, Juul Pods use 44.8% milligrams per milliliter of benzoic acid. Now, you may ask, what's the danger? Well, benzoic acid is a corrosive agent, which means that it'll cause severe irritation to anything that it comes into contact with. And the National Center for Biotechnology Information states that if exposed to benzoic acid for a prolonged period of time, this can cause severe organ damage. Now, this is all made worse by the fact that e-cigarettes, much like traditional tobacco-based cigarettes, contain a potent amount of nicotine, which give them both a similarly addictive quality. And because of its highly addictive nature, the CDC reports that serious lung damage can develop in a year or less from smoking vape products or e-cigarette products. In other words, you could develop the same complications you would from smoking traditional tobacco-based cigarettes in a shorter amount of time from simply vaping. Now, as we can see, although the research on the negative effects of vaping may be limited due to the relatively recent popularity of the product, However, the research that has been done is telling. Unfortunately, this is a topic that is not talked about enough, not talked about nearly enough. And in order to bring awareness to this problem that seemingly grows by the day, further research must be conducted so that the public may make an educated decision based on science. And for those of you who enjoy every now and then smoking a vape product, before going out and purchasing a new e-cigarette, I challenge you to research the chemicals that you will be introducing into your body. Inform yourself on the toxicity of the ingredients and the potential health risks that come with these. Cigarette smoking continues to be one of the leading causes of preventable death in the United States, and we can't allow vaping to become the newest trend to add to this total.